Sri Dr. Jitendra Singh, Ji, our Honorable Minister for Personal, Public Grievance and Pensions, our Chief Secretary, Srimati Vandita Sharma Ji, virtually the participants, Sri V. Srinivas, Secretary DPR, Sri Amarnath Ji, Additional Secretary DPR, Sri NBS Rajput Ji, Sri Srivalsa Krishna Ji, our Principal Secretary, Dr. Vijay Bhaskar, who is our Chairman, Administrative Reforms Commission, Sri Manjunath Prasad Ji, all the senior bureaucrats of this beautiful nation, and some successful entrepreneurs and friends from media. It's a great pleasure and honor to be amongst this useful regional conference on good governance in Bangalore. And Bangalore and state of Karnataka has always shown the path of governance. Governance for India itself is not new. We know that Rajadharma, Ramarajya, Kalyana Rashtra, these were all the concept of the good governance in the ancient India. And we all have studied Chanakya Niti, Shukra Niti Sar, Ramayana, Shantiraya, Mahabharata, and even Buddhist scriptures and texts where they have laid emphasis on what good governance is all about. And they have also laid the emphasis on the role of the kings and his council of ministers. Karnataka is really a welfare state. We go back to 12th century, and I have to really acknowledge in the memory of Basavanna. Basavanna was a social reformer who conceptualized the idea of parliamentary democracy in 12th century. The Anubhava Mandapa was a true testimony of democracy. We can even say that we were the oldest in practicing democracy. It's not any other nation, it is India. So Basavanna, he has been a great architect, and Karnataka has learned a lot of it from Anubhava Mandapa and his preachings, that is Kayakave Kailasa. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, recently in her budget speech, she mentioned Kayakave Kailasa, that means work is worship. This culture has been imbibed in all of us. So what really governance means? It is to listen to the people, common man. What is their requirement? What is their grievances? And how do we address those issues? So for a common man, he does not really he wants to understand if he wants all his issues to be sorted. It should be the collective responsibility of government and bureaucracy. We all know that it should be a minimum government and maximum governance. So if that has to really sprinkle down or percolated down below, this has to be transparent. The transparency system should be adopted, and similarly the justice, we all say justice denied, justice delayed is justice denied. So the rule of justice should be in place. So Karnataka, we have been following a very good principles, and it is been a people-centric approach than the process-centric. See, this is very important, and if you observe our Honorable Prime Minister, ever since he has taken over, he has led by an example. Because any programs that he has started, he has ensured that those programs are being saturated. And we are all working towards the saturation of the schemes. For example, I would like to quote Swachh Bharat Mission. So it was a small idea to begin with, building toilets. But today it has become the people's movement, social change, where in the last 7-8 years, we have gone ahead to build 10 crore toilets. This has improved the lifestyle, this has helped the women's health and hygiene. So this has contributed to the social health of this country, not just the physical health of this country. So similarly, his programs like One Nation, One Grid, One Nation, One Card, that ABRK card, Ayushman Bharat, digitalized health card that we are issuing today. So similarly, One Nation, One Ration card. These were all dreams of the leaders, but today it is being realized. A politician or a leader is a dreamer. Such dreams can be fulfilled and realized only with the relentless work of the bureaucratic system in this country. So, similarly, Karnataka, for example, our Chief Minister also has introduced a scheme called Scholarship Scheme for Farmers. The empowerment can happen in education, healthcare, housing, good infrastructure, access to the financial institutions, and access to the markets. So, realizing this, our Honorable Chief Minister ensured that all students who pass out of 10th standard and 12th standard for their higher education, he has introduced a scholarship program for the farmers' children. This is the first time in the country. So this has been helping lakhs of students for their education and empowerment through education. Similarly, during healthcare, we have all witnessed the COVID. During COVID times, nobody knew how COVID would react. But the response system of the country was unique. Even today, I read in some paper, in parts of China, they are trying to, partly shut their provinces. But today we can say India has come a long way and we are close to winning over this pandemic. This huge country of 130 crore people, 1.3 billion people, still we went ahead and vaccinated almost 200 crore doses today. So this is the new India that we are all in. We must be really proud of our bureaucracy, our health system, and most importantly, the participation of the people. We have seen in the developed countries, even today, their vaccination is not beyond 30 to 40%. But in India, where they say it is a developing country, it is not so wealthy nation, but we have gone ahead and vaccinated 90% of our population. So the people's participation is very important. That is why I said people-centric approach should be the model of the governance that any government should really consider. And that is why if you observe, our Honorable Prime Minister has started Make in India, Heal in India, Digital India, and Karnataka also is the right place We were the pioneers of decentralization of administration, right from our Panchayat Raj system, way back in late 80s and 90s, early 90s. We had this decentralization of power. We had the three-tier system in the districts, taluks, and then Gram Panchayats. So, Karnataka has been at the forefront of undertaking the administrative reforms, whether it is G2G or whether it is G2C or whether it is G2P. So, the startup clusters also, if you witness, Karnataka has the highest number of startup companies. Almost 13,000 companies are in Bangalore alone. So it means to say that the ease of doing business, the conducive ecosystem that is there in the government of Karnataka, it is robust and it is really helpful. That is why the likes of even the chip makers, there are about 85 plus chip makers who are present in Karnataka, and 400 and odd research and development multinational companies have set up their units in Bangalore because we have the right ecosystem, be it HR, the weather is blessing for Bangalore. So we also have a very advanced manufacturing, IoT, automation, industry and skilled craftsmanship. And Karnataka believes in Triple R model of governance. The first R is to recognize the issues and opportunities. The second R is respond to them effectively, and redress is the third R, where if there are concerns to be addressed and solved holistically and comprehensively. And as I already told you, our Honorable Prime Minister has banked the unbanked. He has insured the uninsured segment of this country. He has vaccinated those unvaccinated people. So this is the new hallmark of our new administration and good governance. We all know that any good governance, to measure the good governance, there are 8 principles or 8 pillars where there is a participation, rule of law, transparency, responsiveness, accountability, consensus oriented, equity and inclusiveness, effectiveness and efficiency. These are the 8 pillars where we can measure our way of governance. We need to have a short-term, mid-term and long-term goals of the state and the nation. Our Prime Minister, in one word if I have to say, as Plato says, king should be like a philosopher, philosopher should be like a king. So he is a true Rajarishi that we have in him. And our Honorable Chief Minister is also following his footprints. Similarly, reform, perform and transform is the mantra of our Prime Minister. Similarly, it is the guiding principles in administration, because only reforms can bring in and can handle any kind of challenges. In the post-COVID era, we have reformed so much the augmentation of health infrastructure and human HR personnel could happen only with our reforms to ensure that there is a last mile care delivery. And similarly, because of the prosperity of India, as John F. Kennedy says, American roads are good not because America is rich. America is rich because American roads are good. That is the whole mantra of our Prime Minister, who feels that India can be wealthy if India is healthy. And India is healthy not because just India is becoming wealthy. So that is the concept that we should go ahead. India should become healthy in the next 25 years. We should be the most healthy nation in the world. And as our Honorable Chief Minister also wants that our government, our every program, our every scheme should be Sarva-Vyapi and Sarva-Sparshi. It should reach the last mile and the last person in the society. We are very few weeks away from the 75th independence, and this seminar will lay the foundation to script the next chapter of New India in the Amrit Kaal. That way, our Swaraj and Suraj can be the two faces of the same coin. And lastly, I would like to conclude by saying, सबके प्रयास से ही सबका विकास होगा. जय भारत, जय कर्नाटक.